can I make these changes and how to do it? And I started looking for things. And I kept running across Sam.
Yes.
So they're kind of helping me change the business. And it's crazy to me to think that I'm not going to be the first person to talk to a lead. Because right now, my LSA ads go directly to my cell phone. I'm going to talk to them and I convert very high. My staff will see me less, but they love me and they're paid well enough to enjoy me not being here.
Just want to be able to scale my law firm. I want to be able to, be in Italy for 3 weeks and know that my law firm is just running, and it's highly organized.
Welcome to my legal academy, helping lawyers work smart, scale fast, and enjoy life.
Michael, can you talk to Shelly and speak to some of those challenges that you run into? Obviously, we're going to solve some of them, but I want
to. So it's sometimes a little bit of knowledge is a dangerous thing. Mm-hmm. So I've been kind of doing some stuff on my own and setting some stuff up on my own with some success, right? And as I've told Whitney, there were a few free pointers that I picked up from Sam that I can tell you right now, I've 4 or 5x my business basically on 2 pointers, things that I implemented. Mm-hmm. So when I signed up for this, I was like, man, if I never go to a session, I at least owe this guy the sign up fee, because literally, I went from 55, 60 active PI files to almost 500 with simple things like concentrating on my Google ratings and the local LSA ads, right? Those 2 simple things that he said. Hey, he said, this is going to be the next wave in PI attorneys. You guys should this. And then, hey, your rankings are really important. He showed me proof of concept, and I did those 2 little things, and I was like, okay. So now I'm kind of here for the whole thing now. So he's got a new system. And unfortunately, between my health, the health of my newborn, and my wife's health, and then being called in on trials, I've gotten kind of delayed and pushed back on the process. I know it's there, and I believe it will work. As I said, this is not kind of I think it'll work thing for Sam. It's proof of concept. He's done it so many times before. Okay. And I think the 2 of us are in a, I tell people right now, for the last 18 months to 24 months, this whole Black thing has actually been working out. People of color.
I hope it works out for me too.
We want to do
I hope so.
Right. People want to do business with people that look like them. If you're good at what you do, right? Ultimately, they want the best job. Yes. But now there's kind of this new self-awareness of, folk want to do business with folks. And I'm like, all right, I'm for all that. I've been Black my whole life. I haven't missed a day. And this is it's kind of an opportunity to leverage it. So, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to these conversations about these ads and stuff, but it's I think it's equally important to kind of put your face out in front of your brand as well, and utilize these tools and kind of tweak it in that regards, because we're in a specific space where I tell people I don't need all the business. Mm-hmm. I just need my sector. Just give me and I don't even need just give me my part of my sector. Yeah. And you'll be more than able to do it. So
do you mind if I ask you 2 questions?
Sure.
Where are you licensed?
I practice in Connecticut.
Okay. I'm out of Georgia.
Okay.
How long did it take you to scale to 500 cases?
Listen to me. Honestly, I made a decision at the beginning of COVID. Mm-hmm. In the beginning of COVID, listen, I used to be heavy criminal defense. Okay. And I did some PI work. And then I said, all the courts are closed. So it made me sit down and start looking around and start buckling down and paying attention to my PI practice. And I was lucky that, I was able to, I'd signed up and hit like a woman had a sponge left in her chest on heart surgery. So I was able to settle something for like maybe $400,000. Okay. So I had a bag of money to sit back and say, all right, my operating costs aren't that high right now because I didn't have a lot of staff. Can I make these changes and how to do it? And I started looking for things. And I kept running across Sam.
Okay.
So I was like, all right, let me listen to the Sam guy.
Me too.
And I kind of been leaning on, kind of me, who I am in marketing and people I know and some of his processes. And as I said, me just kind of sticking my toe in it has reaped really large rewards. So I said, man, if I completely commit to it, then what can I do here? And as I said, what Whitney and these folks are helping is now that I have a lot of work and a lot of stuff, but it's still people always want to talk to me.
Yes.
and they want to talk to me, and ultimately they want to talk to me. So
Yes.
they're kind of helping me change the business. And it's crazy to me to think that I'm not going to be the first person to talk to a lead, because right now my LSA ads go directly to my cell phone. I'm going to talk to them and I convert very high. But if you have the guy saying, if you have 400 leads and you're converting 30 of them, and listen, that's all right. If you can do 200, you're getting 15, 20 new files a month off of this program, and your spends are not nearly as high as the LSA stuff, then I'd rather work less with those leads and be able to do this from my laptop rather than, hey babe, listen, we're in Cancun this week, but I got to listen the first 2 hours of the day. I got to play with the laptop. Yeah, Mrs. Chambers will be all right with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my staff will see me less, but they love me, and they're paid well enough to enjoy not being here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where my mindset has kind of had to change, where I have to let go. And I'm allowing them to I'm not allowing them to let me let go, just because, as I said, I was on trial for my last murder trial. I was on trial for the month of, for January, and then I got COVID, and then I got pneumonia, and then my kids got sick, and then I actually took my first vacation in 4 years and changed, and came back and got surprised with 24-hour notice for a jury trial. You're coming in. And I'm like, so, I'm back again and they've been so helpful, and they're setting right now. My big problem is they're doing a lot of the stuff for the modules for me. So I don't know where it is, right? So now we're going to kind of get me back and tie me back in. I just signed up for Lead Docket. You heard Will talking about in the call.
I did.
And I think that's going to be a big part of it. So, a lot of it is you got to put some work in. Part of it is faith, but you got to have faith without works is dead, right? So you got to so hopefully this will be a confirmation for you rather than a revelation. You got to put some faith in it, and you got to build it. And, I think I know it, as I said, the free stuff alone, man, I owe Sam a bag of money. I owe him a drink at the Fountain Blue, which he loves, right? But yeah, the systems I think are ready, and it's set up pretty. It's reason, it's set up, as I said, if you put the time in, and don't be like me, like find the time on the schedule that you say you're going to do it. If the call is today at 12 or whatever, I'm not sure today's the best, then make Tuesday, my legal day, and just try to block as 6 hours of the day out, and everything you're supposed to do it on that day, and then kind of come back at other moments and come back around. But I think that's the cleanest way. You got to treat it like it's school. You got to treat them, and shit, it costs like it's a course. So, so you might as well, you should stand there community college. So treat it as such. And I think you'll get the result.
Hey, hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you're a lawyer and you're looking to work smart, scale fast, and enjoy life, right below this video, you'll find a link to book a call to speak to my team, so we can tell you how we've been able to help over 500 law firm owners scale their law firm. Now back to the video.
So as I said, everyone around has been pretty helpful and pretty supportive. I'm trying to get enough of the technical stuff where people can send me a message like, hey, how did you do this? Right now, I can tell you a few things, like how I use Fiverr and how I use, scale up staffing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to master it so I can kind of give folks, some knowledge as well. Like I feel like, you got to bring each other up, especially near me, man. I can pull you. You can have all my tricks. In Georgia, so you can go fight with Ali. I'm good.
I know. Right?
I think it's fantastic. I think it's wonderful. I think Whitney's been great. I think Micah's been great. And I'm just trying to build on it.
Well, wonderful. I'm very excited. I've been following Sam probably for over a year. And then finally I decided to pull the trigger, and I just want to be able to scale my law firm. I want to be able to, be in Italy for 3 weeks and know that my law firm is just running, and it's highly organized, and it's, and
it's not going to be this quarter. Listen, it won't be this quarter, but you will get there, right? Yeah. You will get there, right? Yeah. And it'll come to I think the hardest part is going to be letting go. Like, I have so much going on. Do I feel comfortable leaving? Right? That
is my issue.
That's my goal.
I'm a control freak.
You and me both. You and me both. right? It's your name, right? It's your brand. So
That's
You know what,
building-
Shelley, we have mindset courses or mindset sessions for that as well, like getting through some of those limiting beliefs, because I know that's a huge challenge for just lawyers in general who doesn't feel that pressure. I challenged one of my my members that I've been meeting with on a weekly basis, and I said, he's going on vacation. I said, try one thing. I said, try to depend on your team and lean on your team, and don't answer any of their emergency questions. They're not emergencies. Things will be handled. He spent a lot of time really investing in the team. And so really testing to see if this works, testing your systems. And if it doesn't, you're going to come back and see where you need to adjust. And so you'll learn how to really fail forward. We're doing that right now with Michael. I'm going to be meeting with him after, and we're going to just kind of troubleshoot what's going on. Implementing is one thing, and then letting go of your old habits and your old beliefs, especially when it comes to taking those consultations and being the one to close. One example is William. He now is building his team to take on those first calls, and a lot of our members are using that model. It's not a traditional model, so it's kind of scary knowing that you might not be the one closing. But getting your team to be just as strong as you are, just as knowledgeable, just as educated with the consultation process is where you can replace yourself. And that's the goal, is to free up your time, depend on your teams, build your teams, make your system sustainable. That's the goal. And so we'll be working on that, Michael, and you guys will be getting more training on that. We're all really learning some of these pitfalls as we go, because it is a new model. So that's the benefit of the community. I see you nodding your head, Michael. Ziegler.
Yeah, and listen, and don't listen. If the call comes in that, hey, I got hit by an 18-wheeler and I can't walk, don't feel that you need, like, their systems will be put in place that call will get escalated, and no person will say, hey, that's out of my pay grade, or hey, we want you to talk directly to the attorney, because you know what I mean. Don't think you're gonna miss the as I like to call, the golden ambulances that show up every once in a while, right? But this is kind of the run of the mill. You know, it's not rocket science. The hardest part of the case is signing it up. You know what I mean? And then you work it up and go from there. So that's what I'm taking this as. That's what I believe this will be. And as I said, if Sam hadn't already give a couple things, if I hadn't made a bag of money on a few other things he's already said for free, and I wouldn't be as comfortable. Like, you know, listen, full disclosure, there were some hiccups when I first started. And as I said, if I wasn't as confident in Sam, the brand, and his team from proof of concept already, then maybe it'd been different. But I'm not going anywhere. Whitney stuck with me for at least the next 9 months or 10 months.
He puts me to work.
All right.
You can put me to work too, Shelley. I'm fine with that.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really excited.
Great. I'm so glad.
What I'll add to what Mike Chambers said is you don't even necessarily have to do a trust fall. You know, I know for me, a lot of it is kind of building the automations at the times that I wouldn't really even be working anyway. You know, there's sometimes where, you know, you have to spend time with your family and collect yourself. And, you know, if you don't have a way of collecting that phone call at that 8 o'clock at night hour when, you know, you're talking to kids in or whatever, then it's lost anyway. And so you start building systems to collect during those off times. And ideally you're building the system so well that you're like, why am I not just doing this all the time? Why am I putting my own time into this when this is working better than what I'm doing? So, you know, so it just kind of starts to build on itself. But yeah, agree with I think the wise words that Mike Chambers has passed on. Welcome to the group, Shelley, and I'm going to head out. Have a great day.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. It's a pleasure meeting everyone.
Of course. So we don't have to take up any more of your time. This was just the member-led session, and I'm so glad we actually got this one-on-one. You're going to have your onboarding session with Sam, so he's going to give you a walkthrough. I'm going to be on that call as well if you haven't already had one. I know you just joined yesterday, so
yes,
you're brand new.
I've got a call with Bridget today at 3:30.
Okay. Perfect.
So yeah.
So she's going to get you acclimated. Feel free to reach out to me on school if you have any questions. You've already met Michael, William. I'm glad it was an intimate call because you can just be comfortable to just chat with anyone if you have any questions, and then we'll get you acclimated.